Eddie Garcia. What you got for me?
Well, Major League Baseball's postseason got underway with 4 opening round games in the American League wild card. Best of 3, Yankees no trouble beating the Indians 12-3. Cleveland ace Shane Bieber batted for 7 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings. New York starter Garrett Cole went 7 strong, struck out 13, didn't walk anybody. Gleyber Torres had a home run, 3 RBI, so did Brett Gardner in the win for New York. Rays over the Blue Jays 3-1. Tampa Bay starter Blake Snell went 5 2/3 shutout innings, allowed 1 hit, 9 strikeouts. Manuel Margot with a 2-run homer for Tampa Bay. White Sox over the A's 4-1. Chicago starter Lucas Giolito had a perfect game through 6 innings, finished with 7 innings, 1 run, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts in the win. Chicago gets home runs from Jose Abreu, Yasmani Grandal, and Adam Engel. And the Astros down the Twins 4-1 with 2 out in the ninth. Game tied at 1. Shortstop Jorge Polanco for Minnesota made a throwing error. It loaded the bases, and Houston went on to score 3 unearned runs to win the game. Minnesota's now lost 17 consecutive postseason games. It's the longest losing streak in the history of the 4 major sports in North America. Now back to Clay Travis in the Geico Outkick the Coverage Studios.
That stat is one of the most remarkable stats out there in sports right now that you just gave about the Twins. Repeat that. I mean, that is unbelievable. Like, if you were just doing statistical analysis, that would seem to be almost impossible to have happen, what you just said, what has happened to the Twins.
17 consecutive postseason losses.
Going back how many years now?
That's a good question. I have to look into that. Longest losing streak in the history of the 4 major sports in North America.
Right, but I mean, it seems like it would be impossible to lose 17 straight baseball games. That's almost, I mean, just think about it. In the course of a season, it's almost impossible. What's the longest losing streak in the history of baseball? Like, was it 25 or 26 games? Does anybody know? Not to mention in the postseason, which means that you're a pretty good team to make the postseason, right? We're not talking about a team that's only going to win 55 or 60 games like the worst teams often do. It's statistically beyond measure for a team that's good enough to make the postseason to lose 17 straight games should not be able to happen.
It dates back to 2004.
2004. I mean, that is unheard of to go all the way back. If you are a Minnesota sports fan, we always talk about, who are the most star-crossed, most unfortunately, like luck and how it plays out. Minnesota's in that mix. City of Buffalo is in that mix. City of Atlanta is in that mix. Teams that just, they never can quite seem to get over that hump. 17 straight for the Twins is truly without precedent.
Do you want the breakdown on it?
Yeah, I actually.
Okay, 2004, they lost 3 straight to the Yankees. 2006, they lost 3 straight to the A's. 2009, 3 straight to the Yankees. 2010, 3 straight to the Yankees. 2018, they lost a 1-game playoff against the Yankees. And then in 2019, 3 in a row against the Yankees.
I mean, the Yankees clearly own. I knew it was a lot of those losses were against the Yankees. But to go 15 years without being able, or now we're on 16 years, I guess, without being able to have a postseason victory, not win a series, but just win a game. And they play tonight, right? So, I mean, in theory, they could lose their 18th straight and the season's over yet again.
Exactly.
Longest losing streak in baseball back in 1889, 26 games.
All right, so what's the 1889, all right, that's tough to do. What's a modern era longest losing streak? They're close to setting that record, relatively speaking, in actually the postseason, which again is good teams that advance there. When we come back, I'll go to your phone calls. If you had to make a sporting analogy for what happened in the debate last night, what would your analogy be? Open up phones, 877-996-6369. Give me a sporting analogy. We'll also be joined by John Morosi, our Major League Baseball insider. I'll ask him about that Twins record of futility, all that and more. This is Outkick on Fox Sports Radio.